I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't miss Marvel's most intense series yet. Maya, enough games!
Another year, another terrible Disney Plus show is upon us. Echo debuted this week on Disney Plus, and things just keep getting worse for the MCU. I had to sit through the abysmal first 5 episodes of this dreadfully boring show, but it wasn't all without benefits. Echo does reveal a potential direction for the MCU going forward that actually involves our arachnid friend Spider-Man. But exactly what does Echo reveal about Spider-Man's MCU future? And why is it so troubling? Join me, dear viewer, as I dive back into the dumpster fire that is the MCU. Ever since Avengers Endgame, the MCU has been floundering without any coherent direction, plan, or strategy. When Kevin Feige proudly announced not having a strategy, I was flabbergasted. That's the same thing as Eisenhower going into D-Day without a carefully orchestrated plan and strategy. In business, like in war, you really need a strategy and a plan in order to be successful and profitable. Without a plan and strategy in place, Phase 4 and now Phase 5 of the MCU has been utterly abysmal. On top of all that, Disney got greedy and began to oversaturate the market with rushed and often nonsensical Disney Plus shows that were required viewing if you wanted to continue watching the movies, thereby alienating a massive part of their fan base. In short, they chose quantity over quality, and well, here we are. Echo debuted this week to terrible reviews and audience scores. I tried to enjoy the series, but it was painfully obvious that the show made full use of the Panderstone and had to have as minuscule of a minority as possible. They decided to have a Native American female disabled character as their lead in the show Echo. If that's not pandering to a hyper minority, I don't know what is.
But I was fighting with the wrong tool. I used the Panderstone to the point that it became unstable.
And I find it ludicrous for them to make a show about such an obscure-ass character that no one even knows about and that the Native American community never even asked for. But Disney seems to think that Echo is the hero we need today. Or was it something else? Did they use Echo as a conduit to introduce something else? Disney is in the habit of giving us shows about characters that we weren't even looking for. Prime example was the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Here we expected to see a show about Obi-Wan. I know, real shocker. But we ended up getting a show about a character no one gave a shit about in Reva. The same thing is happening in Echo. Disney are using Echo and the Native American community by proxy in order to tell us a story about Kingpin instead of Echo. The show is very clearly trying to set up Kingpin as the next major villain for a few outstanding MCU heroes. Heroes like Spider-Man. There have been rumors and gossip about Tom Holland's future as Spider-Man in the MCU for quite some time. News was leaked that he had rejected several iterations for the Spider-Man 4 project, and now we know why. It seems that Disney wants to push Kingpin into Spider-Man. We've seen the addition of Charlie Cox's Daredevil into Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this by itself isn't all that bad. Daredevil, Kingpin, and Spider-Man share a long history together in the comics, but the wedging in of Echo doesn't make much sense here. Why not? Well, the reasons are many, but we've seen Disney destroy several key legacy characters so far, namely Thor and Doctor Strange. By the 4th Thor movie, the character had become a joke. The addition of toxic feminist ideology into Love and Thunder with female Thor didn't really help much either. With Doctor Strange, toxic feminism infiltrated his sequel with the addition of America Chavez. In the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange became a side character in his own movie. Something similar could happen with Spider-Man 4, where Spider-Man becomes a side character in his own movie, pushed aside by Echo, because, girl power or something. It's really no surprise that Tom Holland has been rejecting their ideas left and right, and even threatened to pull out of the role if Disney didn't get its shit together. Why Disney is attempting to destroy yet another legacy character is beyond me. Tom Holland was the best thing that ever happened to Disney's MCU. By the time of Captain America Civil War, the series had started to show signs of becoming stale. Phase 2 of the MCU, while successful, did put out some duds like Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, and I can't say that Age of Ultron was that great in retrospect. They needed to spice things up and introduce a massively popular character in Spider-Man. Spider-Man seems to be what carried Disney through into Phase 4. Having already destroyed Thor and Doctor Strange, Disney now has its eyes on Spider-Man. At this point, I don't think anyone cares though. The critical drinker and nerdrotic have already called the end of the big blockbuster comic book movies, so Disney trying to remain relevant by going after Spider-Man is their last best hope of turning the series around. But they can't turn the series around if they repeat their mistakes of wedging in woke ideology and toxic feminism. By making Spider-Man 4 about Echo instead of the title character, they're going to deliver a stillborn baby. This is killing a movie before even a single frame is shot. But where do things go from here? The only MCU movie releasing in 2024 will be Deadpool 3. Marvel is in a sorry state and it has no idea what the plan is going forward. With the departure of Jonathan Majors as the next big bad villain, Kang the Conqueror, they're scrambling to save the sinking Titanic by putting in more holes into the ship. Disney Plus shows that have already come out have been less than stellar. Quality in both the movies and the shows has drastically reduced. Special effects, storylines, and costs have all suffered. But is there any hope of saving the MCU? Do you think that a Spider-Man, Daredevil, Kingpin movie is the way to go? Please do let me know down below in the comments, and as always, hit that like button, ring that notification bell, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.